2 years ago, my friend Sarah called me in tears. He's amazing, but he's 4 years younger. Everyone says he's just playing around. How do I know if he's serious about me? Fast forward to today. Sarah and Jake are happily engaged, proving that age gaps don't determine relationship success. What matters are the right signs, the subtle behaviors that reveal when someone, regardless of age, is truly invested in you. Today, I'm revealing the 7 unmistakable signs he's serious about you, even if he's younger. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for beyond his age. If you find this valuable, hit that subscribe button right now to join our Motive Lux community, where we uncover the psychological truths behind relationships that most people miss. I want to start with something important. Age differences only matter when maturity levels don't align. I've seen 25-year-old men more committed and emotionally intelligent than some 40-year-olds. The problem isn't his age, it's recognizing genuine interest versus temporary fascination. Let me share Jessica's story. She met Ryan when she was 32 and he was 26. Their connection was immediate, but her friends kept warning her. He's just experimenting with dating an older woman. 6 months in, Jessica was confused by mixed signals. Sometimes Ryan seemed all in, other times distant. She couldn't tell if her friends were right or if something else was happening. What Jessica discovered changed everything. Ryan wasn't playing games. He was navigating his own insecurities about the age gap, worried she might not see him as established enough. Once they had an honest conversation, their relationship flourished. Today I'm sharing what Jessica learned the hard way, the real indicators that prove when a younger man's interest is genuine, not fleeting. The first sign he's serious about you transcends age completely. He consistently makes you part of his future plans, not just next weekend, but weeks and months ahead. When Mark was pursuing Elena, despite being 3 years younger, he didn't just say, "Let's hang out sometime." Instead, he asked if she'd join him at his cousin's wedding 4 months away. He talked about concerts next season and mentioned her name when discussing his holiday plans. This wasn't accidental. When a man includes you in his future vision, he's demonstrating that he sees you as part of that future. Look for the casual mentions of "we" when he talks about upcoming events or plans. Listen for questions like, "Would you want to go to the coast next summer?" These aren't idle comments. They're windows into how he's mapping his life with you in it. The second sign is both powerful and often overlooked. He introduces you to the people who matter most to him. When Jason was 28, dating Melissa, who was 33, his friends were initially surprised. But within 2 months, he had introduced her to his closest friends, his brother, and eventually his parents. This wasn't casual, it was deliberate. When a man brings you into his inner circle, he's essentially saying, "You're important enough that I want the other important people in my life to know you." This is especially significant with younger men who might face questioning or teasing from friends about dating someone older. If he's proudly introducing you despite potential judgment, that's a man who's serious about your relationship. Third, pay attention to how he handles disagreements. Immature people, regardless of age, tend to avoid conflict, disappear during tough conversations, or make everything your fault. A younger man who's serious about you will stay engaged even when things get difficult. He approaches disagreements as problems to solve together rather than competitions to win. Thomas, at 27, showed incredible maturity in his relationship with 31-year-old Diane. When they disagreed about how often to see each other's families, instead of getting defensive or dismissive, he suggested they sit down and create a calendar that felt fair to both of them. This is the behavior of someone invested in building something lasting. The fourth sign cuts through all the noise: consistent communication. Not just the quantity, but the quality. A younger man who's serious maintains meaningful connection even on busy days. He doesn't just text, "What's up?" He shares details about his day, asks thoughtful questions about yours, and follows up on things you've mentioned before. When Claire's younger boyfriend remembered she had an important presentation and texted her encouragement that morning, then called afterward to ask how it went, she knew his interest went beyond the surface. This consistent attentiveness shows you occupy his thoughts, even when you're not together. Fifth, and this one surprises many people, he's comfortable with appropriate vulnerability. Contrary to stereotypes about younger men being emotionally immature, a man who's serious will gradually open up about his hopes, fears, and experiences. David, at 24, initially hesitated to share his career uncertainties with his 29-year-old girlfriend. But as trust grew between them, he began discussing his real concerns about his professional path, his relationship with his father, and his hopes for the future. This willingness to be seen, truly seen, is a profound indicator of serious intentions. When someone shares the parts of themselves they normally keep guarded, they're investing emotional capital in your relationship. The sixth sign is subtle but powerful. He respects your time and your boundaries. This manifests in seemingly small ways that actually reveal great maturity. He doesn't make last-minute plans expecting you to be available. He remembers when you have early mornings and doesn't keep you up late. When you need space, he gives it without making you feel guilty. Amanda noticed this with her younger partner. Whenever she mentioned needing a quiet night alone to recharge, he respected it completely, sending a simple, "I understand, take the time you need" message. This respect for your autonomy shows he sees you as a complete person with your own needs, not just someone who exists in relation to him. Finally, the seventh sign that truly confirms his seriousness. He's willing to work through challenges rather than starting over with someone else. In today's dating culture, where replacements seem just a swipe away, commitment means choosing to repair instead of replace. When Nicole and her younger boyfriend hit a rough patch over different communication styles, he suggested they read a relationship book together and discuss one chapter each week. This investment in growing together rather than growing apart demonstrates a level of commitment that has nothing to do with age and everything to do with emotional maturity. I want to address something important. None of these signs involve grand gestures or dramatic declarations. Real intention shows up in the consistent, everyday choices a person makes. The younger man who brings you medicine when you're sick, who remembers your coffee order, who listens attentively when you talk about your day. These small actions actually reveal something profound about how he values you. Many women miss these signs because they're focused on words rather than patterns. They get swept away by beautiful promises but ignore inconsistent behavior. Or they dismiss genuine interest because it comes from someone younger, assuming he can't be serious. The truth is that maturity isn't guaranteed with age. It's developed through life experiences, self-awareness, and emotional intelligence. Some people develop these qualities earlier than others. Here's what I've learned from counseling hundreds of couples. Age gaps matter most when there's a significant difference in life stages. If you're ready for marriage and children while he's still figuring out his career direction, that creates real challenges regardless of who's older. But when you're in compatible life stages, age becomes just a number. If you're seeing these 7 signs from the younger man in your life, he's showing you something meaningful about his intentions. Don't let societal judgments or your own insecurities blind you to genuine connection. The right person at any age will make their seriousness evident through consistent actions, not just convenient words. Before you go, I'd love to hear your experiences. Have you been in a relationship with an age gap? What signs showed you it was serious? Share in the comments below, and if you found value in these insights, please subscribe to Motive Lux for more relationship wisdom that goes beyond the usual advice. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next video on the subtle psychology behind lasting relationships. Thank you for watching. Until next time, trust patterns over promises and wisdom over age.